How's it going, y'all? Welcome to the channel. My name is Adam, and we're just gonna jump right on into it. It's the time of the year where you're probably itching to go, getting some seeds started, and one of those seeds that you can get started easily, super easily, and right around this time is onion seeds. So we're gonna jump right on in on how to start some onions from seeds. All right, so we got our pot here ready, and today we are going to be planting some red globe onions. So let's get on into it. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill our pot up with some potting mix. This is the potting mix that we're going to use here. I recommend using potting mix obviously rather than just kind of regular old soil, because potting mix has a little bit more perlite and peat moss in it. Perlite is for water drainage and peat moss is for water retention. So that's why we're going to use some potting mix, and we're going to fill this bad boy up. Maybe not all the way to the top. Leave it probably about ½ an inch to an inch. That way when you water it, water won't be leaking over the sides. So we're just looking into our bag of potting mix here. Looking great. Nice dark soil is what we want. All those little white specks that you see there, that's what we call perlite, and that just adds an extra layer of drainage, so it's not all compacted soil in there. This will kind of break it up a bit and the water will be able to flow down through. Got my pot here, and we're just gonna make sure all the soil on the inside is not clumpy. Break that up with your hand, and we're just gonna fill up our potting mix that we're going to put our onion seeds in. Give it a little shake there. About halfway full so far. All right, getting up to the level we want. When we're adding in soil, just lightly pack it down a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but we want a little bit of compaction there. That way when we get ready to water it, it's not going to get super soggy, and the soil is going to have a nice water retention. So give that another little pack down, and see we're coming up to the brim right there. So give that just a little bit more compaction. It's down a little bit below the edge. We'll add a little bit more here. There we go. And then you see there we still have a lip, so the water is not going to spill over the side. All right, you can see a little bit clearer here what I was talking about. We have about, I don't know, a ½ inch or so on either of the sides. If you want to pat it down a little bit more, that's fine. Nothing too crazy though. So that way there you can see there the lip, nice edge there. So when we water it, it's not going to go out the side there. Next step I'm going to do is, now that the soil is nice and compacted in, I'm just going to get some warm water, and we're going to just moisten our soil. So just lukewarm, fill that up, and we'll go water our soil. All right, so we're gonna just grab our water and just, as you can see there, let her fill up. Nothing too crazy. Get the soil moist, and if you see it standing a little bit, just let it come down. You can see the water bubbling away through the perlite. We just want it to start off soaking nice and easy, just so we can set those onion seeds in there really nice. Maybe give it a little pack down if it's not quite compacted to your liking. Once that's the case, we're going to grab our seeds here, and we're just going to sprinkle them on. Okay, we have our soil added to our bucket. We have watered the soil that's in the bucket that the seeds are going in. We're ready to grab our onion seeds here. Now the thing about onion seeds is they're super tiny. So I mean, it takes a little bit to get the placement that you want. So that's why I'm not really worried about it off the get-go. I just plant them heavy, and when they start to sprout up in a couple weeks or a month's time, then I'm going to thin them out to where I'm going to plant my onion sets, and I'll show you here what I'm talking about. Alright, well you can see in there's our onion seeds. I'll bring them out and put them in my hand. They are tiny little seeds. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's some are on my hands, or should I say on my hand. Zoom in, see if I can't focus it a little bit. So there they are, tiny little seeds they are. So we're going to plant those super heavy. If you've heard of microgreens, we're going to plant them like microgreens. And we're just going to plant them dense into our container here. So we got quite a bit in there. This is going to be our second planting of the red globes. We already have one that we started as well. Clean this up a little bit. There we go. So yeah, literally we're just going to take them and we're just going to sprinkle them out. You're probably not even going to be able to see this on camera here. Sprinkle them out everywhere. Doesn't matter if they're too close, too far apart. That's completely fine by me. I've had good success doing this. So there's the first little bit right there. And I'm going to plant the others here momentarily, get them on my hand. There we go. So there's quite a bit of onion seeds there, as you see. They're all going to go in that container. So we're just going to sprinkle them over. I mean, it's probably a little bit better that we try and split them up, but like I say, we're just going to sprinkle them over. And it doesn't matter if they're too close, because they're going to grow, and we're going to split them up when it comes time to get the onion sets. I have some onions over here that I've started as well, and I'll show you. I did this before, and I'll show you what it looks like when they're starting to come up in sprouts. So I'll get all these sprinkled off. Quite a bit here. Not all of them are going to germinate, so that's completely fine as well. But we'll sprinkle them in heavy, and we're going to hope for the best. I'll show you what's next here in the process. We got a couple more ready. There we go. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, whatever. We'll sprinkle them all on. And there we go. So here we are. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. All these little seeds here, right there, right here. Those are all the little onion seeds. So they're all good to go. You can see how dense they are in here. They're just literally everywhere. And that's what we're looking for. Nice dense seed placement. And what we're going to do after this is I'm just going to lay a little bit of light soil on top of them. And then after that, I'm going to water them. So that's what we're going to do next. All right, so I have a little bit of soil here. And what we're going to do is just sprinkle it over here nice and lightly, just to give them enough cover so they're covered from all sides. And after this is all done, nice and covered evenly, we're going to go back over and we're going to give them a little bit of sprig of water to get this this top layer of soil nice and wet for them, to give them a better chance of a better germination. So another little bit there. Dun dun dun. Almost all covered. Might need a little bit more soil. I'd say. Alright, a little bit more soil. You don't want to go too crazy with it. Just a nice little light coating, just so all the seeds are covered. Alright, that looks good. I don't have a spray bottle, but if you have a spray bottle, that would be the most opportune thing to use. We're going to give this a little pat down just to get some compaction, nice tight against the seeds there. Throw that extra dirt down, it's not going to hurt it. Now, you don't want to pack this too crazy, because you want the seeds not to be able to struggle to come up. So what I do is I just kind of put my hand down and let the water run into my hand and kind of seep through my fingertips. That way it's not getting too hard on the soil, and it's not disrupting the soil too much. That's why I say it'd be better if you had a spray bottle. I have one somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is. So that's why I just do the little bit of water into my fingertips, and then that way it's a nice light calming way to water off the top of your seeds, especially since we already have the bottom of the soil already all soaked. So just keep on watering it. You see it there, soak into the top, and that's what we're looking for. We want the top layer nice and moist, but not overly saturated. Just enough to hit those tops of those onion seeds. A little bit more, and I think that's good. There we go. Another little bit. There we go. Looking beautiful. So that's what it's looking like, with the soil already moist as it is. All right, so there we are. The soil is over the top of the seeds. You can see you can't see any of the seeds there, and the soil is nice and moist there, not overly saturated, but just enough to kind of create a humidity effect, which is what we're going to do next with this next step. What you want to do is always get something to write on, to remember what you're planting and the date you're planting it on. So these are red globe onion. There, and we'll put on the opposite side the date that we planted it. So today is February what? Today is February 18th. That way you know what date it's planted and what it is that you've actually planted. All right, so we'll pop him there. That way we know those are red globe onions. And there's one more step that we're going to do here to get it all good to go for germination. So another step that I like to do here is just get a little piece of saran wrap. Just poke a little hole through that so it can fall through. There we go. And then we'll just cover that up like so. And what this does is this will lock in the moisture and the humidity created by the heat. If you have it under lights or anything like that, by the heater, what it's going to do is just create a little humidor effect, and that's going to help immensely with the germination of the seeds. All right, so our next step is we're just going to bring this guy over. Here we are to our little grow area that we have here. So we're just going to set him probably up on the top here. All good to go. And as you see, there's what we have started so far for our garden. If you're looking for a little bit more of a rundown on what's on the shelf there, you can go check out my my main channel, Maple Monkey Media, and I just posted a video of what all we're going to be growing and some of the stuff that we have started already. So here we are, we're coming over here, and these are some of white Spanish onions that I planted about 8 days ago on February 10th. Did the same method, heavily planted them. And just look at that, they are coming up absolutely wonderful. That's why I say that you don't want to put too much soil down on top, because you see that the sprouts coming up, they still have to shell their top of their seeds like they do right there. So you don't want too much soil coming down on the top of them to expend a lot of their energy. But give or take about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, and given after you planted those seeds that way, this is what they're going to look like. And they're going to just keep getting bigger and bigger, and by the time that they sprout up, you'll be able to start thinning them out. Planted some a little bit different way over here. You can see they're a little bit taller, so they're keep on growing, and they'll get thicker and thicker. And once they get even thicker, then I'll be able to split those up, thin them out, and then I'll be able to plant those as onion sets. Now, one of the best things you can do when planting your onions is you could overwinter them. Just plant them like you are doing, or if you've done overwinter garlic. So it's the same thing with onions. Unfortunately, we never got around to it last year. We have our garlic bed out there, which is hopefully going to be doing wicked. And that's why we're starting the onion sets so early, because we want them to grow actually into a nice big firm bulb, as opposed to kind of what chives would be. All right, just like that, there's a super easy way on how to start your onion seeds, how to start your onion sets. If you don't want to be reluctant and reliable on the superstore and the grocery stores, definitely start your onions super early. Get nice big fat juicy bulbs, and that's the way to do it. If you want to check out any of my other content, head on over to my main page, Maple Monkey Media. Lots of stuff being posted there about off-grid lifestyle, cabin builds, gardening, all kinds of stuff, and there's going to be way more postings on both channels, this one here and my other one. So muchly appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hopefully planting onions from seed has done you magnificently, as it is, fingers crossed, for us as well. We have a good start on it, so hopefully you can get a jump on it as well. Hopefully this video has been giving you a little bit of insights on how to plant some onions with seed. Muchly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop by, checking some things out. Muchly blessed, much positivity to y'all, and hope to see you here again. Adam signing off. Cheers, y'all.